Namaskar friends, welcome to the session of Quality Hub India. Myself Aryan Vishwakarma, and in this module we are going to learn about the differences between COP, MOP and SOPs. Before starting the program, let me request all the new viewers, kindly get subscribed to the channel and click on the bell icon also. If you like the video, don't forget to share the link of the video with your friends and colleagues so that they can also learn something. If you want us to make any specific video, do write your comment in the comment section. And to explore our online training cum certification program and to know about our consultancy services, do visit our website www.qualityhubindia.com. You can go to Google Play Store to download Quality Hub India's app also. And from there also you can buy our courses. You can study from home, get certified and can take your career to a new height. So let's start the program. So let's first of all understand what is the difference between system and processes. If we talk about system and if we talk about processes, system is a bigger thing. So in an organization, there are many processes out there. It could be manufacturing processes, it could be other supporting processes, it could be service processes, it could be transactional processes. So if we talk about system is basically comprising of lots of processes. So all those processes integrated together becomes a system. So we can define system as a system comprised of a series of interconnected processes. So the important thing over here is that processes should be interconnected. It means whatever processes are carried out within the organization, they have to be interconnected. For an example, there is a manufacturing process, there is inspection process, there is purchasing process, there are hiring processes. So all these processes should be interconnected. And when they are interconnected, all these processes combined together becomes a system. For example, we have quality management system. So in quality management system, there are lots of processes are there, like process for corrective action, process for preventive action, process for auditing, process for management review, process for training, process for control of documents, process for control of records, and all these processes combined together becomes a system. So in the same way, we have other management systems also, like environmental management system and health and safety management system, energy management system. So every management system or every systems have lots of processes combined together. And when we talk about processes, the definition could be a set of interrelated activities which converts input into outputs by utilizing some resources. So process is a smaller thing and system is a bigger aspect. So when we combine lots of activity, it becomes a process, and when we combine lots of processes, it becomes a system. So when we talk about processes, this could be internal processes, this could be external processes also. And generally in all the processes, we have supplier and we have customers. So supplier provides inputs and the output goes to the customer. So all those processes which are managed within the organizations are called internal processes, and the processes which happens outside the organizations are external processes. Now let's proceed further and explore the category of business processes. So when we talk about business processes, there are broadly three categories of business processes. First one is called COP or customer oriented processes. This is also called core processes. The second one is called MOPs or management oriented processes, and the third one is SOP or supporting processes. So let's go ahead and explore all these types of business processes one by one. So let's first explore core processes. So example of core processes could be design and development, order management, production, invoicing, after sales and service. So these are the core processes, or we can say main processes of the organization. So these processes directly impacts the operation of the processes and directly impacts the customer. That's why this is also called customer oriented processes. So we can say that COP is called core processes or also called customer oriented processes, and these are the major processes of the organizations and have direct impact on the customers. For an example, design and development. So when we design a product or when we develop a product, it directly impacts the fitment, form and functional aspect of the customers. Or if we are into a service organization also, and when we design the delivery of a service, it directly impacts the customer. That's why it is called core or customer oriented processes. When we talk about order management, we might be talking about forecasting order or demand planning or fulfillment of the order. So all these elements or all these processes basically directly impacts the customer. So if we don't manage the demand planning properly, our customer would be impacted. If we don't manage forecasting properly, delivery could be a failure, customer's line could be impacted and customer would be directly impacted. So in the same way, if we talk about production or manufacturing, outsourcing or assembly or testing activity, these are all directly related to customer, and if anything goes wrong in any of these processes, directly customer is going to get impacted. So that's why these are called customer oriented processes, and these are the major processes of the organization. Now let's come to the next process, which is called management processes or MOPs. So some of the examples of management processes could be quality policy, objectives, planning, resource management, customer focus and management reviews. So all these are called management processes because these are all directly managed by the management or the top management or the senior management. Because in any of the organizations, senior managements are responsible for defining or designing the quality policy, defining or setting the objectives of the department's objective of the organization. For example, an organization sets an objective of sales target of 5,000 crore or a profit of 2,000 crore. And to achieve that target or objective, they define a process. These are called management processes. The organization level planning, whether it is strategic, operational or tactical in nature, all done by the management. Because the strategy planning provides strategic direction to the organization. Tactical planning, which is the second level of planning, this provides a framework for deployment of strategy. And third level of planning is called operational level, which is deployment of the tactical level or strategic level elements at the soft floor level are called operational level. So all these are managed by the management at different levels, could be top management, could be middle management, could be junior management. So planning is a part of management processes because this is managed by the top management or management. So in the same way, resource management, for example, providing resources at various department or various functional level are part of the top management or management. That's why this is called management processes. Management review is also done by the management team, senior management at a defined frequency. They review the happenings of the organization. They review whether the objectives of the organizations are met or not. They review whether the resources required in any of the departments are being provided or not. They review if the objectives defined are being met or not. So we can say that management processes are management area of responsibility that enable core processes to be performed and have an indirect impact on the customer. So all these processes, your customer may be or may not be directly interested, but all these processes directly impacts the business process of the organization and indirectly or directly impacts the customer. The third type of processes are called support processes, and some of the example of support process could be purchasing process, financing process and other kind of processes. If we talk about purchasing process, there could be different processes like supplier management processes, requisition processes, request for quote, supplier development, supplier assessment, or if you talk about financing processes like accounting, cost analysis, or profit and loss analysis. And there could be some other supporting processes like inspection processes, recruitment processes, salary processing processes, legal and engineering processes. So support processes are basically those processes which enables the organization to execute its core processes or management processes successfully. These processes may not be having direct impact on the customer, but they have direct impact on the business performance of the organization. So we can say that all these processes, whether it is COP, MOP or SOP, they are integrated together. In terms of ranking, in terms of hierarchy in the broader level, we can say that COP comes first because that directly impacts the customer. Management processes are the top level processes which directly impacts the customer and managed by the top management or middle management or junior management. Supporting processes are the support processes to support successful execution of the core processes or management processes. So I hope friends, with this short video you must have understood the differences between system and processes and what kind of business processes generally being carried out in any of the organizations like core processes, management processes and support processes. If you've learned something, don't forget to like the video and share the link of the video with your friends and colleagues. Do write your comment about the video and don't forget to explore our online training cum certification program. Thanks for being part of this journey of excellence. Bye for now. Take care. Jai Hind.